Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today we're doing part 2 of the Israel Bible from Israel 365, so I'm going to kind of show you how it works. So anyhow, as you know, to us it opens backward, and as you also know, I don't like slip covers or dust jackets, so I just take them off, and actually this is a very beautiful book all by itself. I've done a feature of this, so you can check this out on another video. I'll put that link in the description, but let's go ahead and begin to look at the setup of this Bible. This is only the Old Testament. So you have your table of contents, and as I mentioned in the other one, it is arranged in the Torah, the Nevi'im, and the Ketuvim, which is the writings, or let's just say the 5 books, the prophets, and the writings. So it gives you your maps and your charts and your table of contents, and then it moves on to your acknowledgments and credits and all that. And then it has a neat little Hebrew alphabet chart here. And the alphabet chart goes from Aleph all the way to Tav. And each letter actually in its ancient times was a hieroglyph, which is something you can take on another video. I also mentioned before it doesn't have indexes, but it does have these gray little kind of printed on the edge sheets here to kind of guide you as to where you are. So anyhow, it has your list of weekly Torah portions and their Haftarot, which is the prophetic writings that you read along with your Torah portions. And then right here is kind of an important part. It gives you little symbols on their commentaries. And when it has the symbol like this here, its Israel lessons are indicated with an icon bearing a map of Israel and focus on the land of Israel. So when you see that little tiny map of Israel, you know that this commentary is focused on the land of Israel. When you see this little scroll here, this is indicated with the Torah scroll and teaching a concept in Judaism or a classic idea from a rabbinic thought. So this is like a Jewish concept from a rabbi or some sort of commentary. Now when you see the Hebrew letter here, this icon, the Aleph, this is focusing on the meaning of a Hebrew word or phrase. So as you get into it, when you see these icons, you will notice, for example, this one has the Israel icon, so you know that this one is something specific about the land of Israel. And as you continue to go throughout these different ones, there's the scroll, so you know that's a Torah teaching. And then that one's Israel, that one's Israel. Let me see if I can locate one that has the letter here. There you go. So you know that one is focusing on some sort of teaching about a word or some kind of Hebrew word concept. So that's really interesting. Also, keep in mind this is an interlinear, so it has a Hebrew on one side and your English on the other. Also, every now and then when it has a concept like this, let me look at it real quick. There are times where it will transliterate, and whenever you see it transliterated like this, you know that they're going to pull down and give you an explanation at the bottom. So it's pretty easy to follow, pretty simple. Old Testament alone. Once you get to the end, there's a little bit in the back after you get to 1st and 2nd Chronicles of a bibliography and some bibliographies of the scholars and the different people that kind of help put this together. And then finally, once you get past all of this, there are no maps. It's just kind of a list of transliterated words. So what it means when you transliterate is instead of translating the word into English, you just go ahead and pull the Hebrew word into the English and just leave it alone, which is what I prefer in a lot of circumstances. Obviously, we can't read Hebrew, but sometimes, like a proper name, should be left in its original transliterated Hebrew form, I think. So anyhow, this is really a cool resource. And again, these are not Christian people. They are Jewish people. They do not believe that Jesus is the Messiah. I had a nice talk with Rabbi Tulai Weitz. He's a great man and just really interesting man. So this is cool. It is a glued binding, as I mentioned in the other. I'll put a link to purchase this in the description. You can get it from most of your book outlets to include christianbook.com. But anyhow, there you have it. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Worth.